Namaste my dear friends and welcome to another practice from the yoga chapter. My name is Neeru and I'll be practicing with you today. So anxiety is something that a lot of us are struggling with now, be it stress caused due to what is happening currently in the world or any extraneous factors that you may have which you feel that your life and your breath are not in control. It can not only cause sleep problems, but it can also cause issues like difficulty in breathing, and you're really irritable and you're just feeling tired on a day-to-day basis. Now, there are a lot of practices that can help with that, and yoga has been proven to be a great remedy for anxiety-related problems. So I figured this would be a good practice as any that would help us with a regular practice to maybe relieve our anxiety a little bit. Even though we may find that our life is really stressful on a day-to-day basis, just take this short practice and try to bring yourself to the mat and center yourself and just focus on your breath. So this will mostly be a pranayama and a meditation practice. We will start with a couple of neck stretches and a couple of side stretches, and then we will move to a small pranayama and a meditation exercise. So the pranayama that we are going to be doing is the one that we've been doing for most of the classes, at the beginning of most of the classes, which is inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Just focusing on that simple act of inhales and exhales, at least I find that it helps me relieve my stress and my tension very fast. So we will be doing about 10 rounds of that, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And throughout that practice, try to keep your focus completely on your breath. And it's easier said than done because our mind as usual wanders, right? And that's what the loop of moving from one thought to the other is what leads to anxiety in the first place. So try to focus as much as possible on your breath, and if your mind wanders, just observe it and bring it back. That's all you can do anyways. And you would see that with constant practice of this type of pranayama and meditation practice, you would see that your thoughts stop becoming loops as often as it used to. So your thoughts kind of start slowing down, and that would help you really come out of your anxiety situation a bit better. Now, after we do 10 rounds of that breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouth practice, we would continue with the same, but when we are breathing out through our mouth, we will start making 3 types of sounds, which is parts of the beeja mantra, or one of the most powerful mantras in the universe, the Om mantra. Now, we would not be chanting Om in its entirety, but we will be chanting its beeja mantras, that is A, U and M. So we will be doing 5 rounds of each, and we will end with 5 rounds of chanting all of them together. Alright, so 10 rounds of breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouths, then 5 rounds each of A, U, M, and then 5 rounds of all 3 of these beeja mantras together. This should be a fairly short practice, and as I mentioned, try to keep your mind on your breath and on those mantras as much as possible throughout your practice. And don't be too hard on yourself if you find that it is really difficult to do it when you're doing this practice for the first time. Trust me, it is not easy. It's more difficult than the physical practices, I find. So try to do this class maybe once a day for a couple of weeks, and you would definitely see how your mind starts getting calmer and how you're able to come out of the stressful situation in a much easier manner. On that note, let's get started. Sitting in a comfortable seated posture. Take a really comfortable seated pose here. If you want, you can also move to a wall because we would be sitting in this posture for some time. So take a couple of long deep breaths. Bring your eye to a close. Really taking a couple of breaths here. Bringing yourself and your mind to the mat. Try to keep your eyes closed throughout the practice today so that you can really internalize into yourself, completely surrendering to your breath. Let's begin with a couple of neck stretches. So keeping your eyes closed, slowly lift your right palm from the top of your right knee and place it by the side of your right hip. Take a deep inhale, lift your left hand up, bend your left elbow and place your left palm on top of your right ear. And gently start dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. And you'll feel that slight stretch along the right side of your neck. Lift your palm, right palm off the mat and come to your fingertips as you deepen your stretch and bring your left ear closer and closer to your left shoulder. Feeling that stretch here. Just another breath. As gently as possible, bring your head back to center and release your left palm by the side of your left hip. On your next breath in, lift your right hand up, stretch it high up above the sky. Bend your right elbow and place your right palm on top of your left ear. And then gently drop your right ear towards that right shoulder. You can lift your left palm off the mat and come to your fingertips. And drop your right ear closer and closer to that right shoulder as you increase the stretch along the left side of your neck. Breathing deeply here. Your mind on your breath. Just one more breath here. Slowly release your head back to center. Release your right palm by the side of your right hip, bringing your palms to your knees. Now as you inhale, lift your left hand up. Take a deep breath and stretch it high up above towards the sky and keeping your right palm on your right knee. Gently bend your body to the right side, bringing your right elbow closer and closer to your right hip. Make sure your right ear don't drop towards your right shoulder, stretching your left hand further and further to the right side. That deep side stretch here, making sure your hips are firmly rooted to the mat. Just another breath here. Slowly lift your left hand back up. Placing your left palm on top of your left knee. On your next breath in, lift your right hand up towards the sky. And on the exhale, gently drop your body towards the left side. Feeling the nice stretch along the whole right side of your body. Stretching your right hand a little further towards the left side for just another breath. Slowly release your right palm back to your right knee, coming back to center. And now let's get ready for our pranayama and meditation practice. We'll begin with the 10 rounds of inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouths. Trying to keep our focus completely on our breath. Our eyes gently closed, our spine straight. Our facial muscles and our whole body is completely relaxed. You can adopt any mudra of your choice with your palms or choose to have your palms on top of your knees, either facing down or facing up. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Continue in the same pace, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth for 7 more rounds. Keeping your breaths nice and long and your body completely relaxed. Trying to make our breaths longer and longer. At the end of your next exhale, let's take a couple of seconds here, coming back to our breath, observing our mind, observing our thoughts. Now let's begin the chanting of the beeja mantras with the exhales. We'll inhale through our nose, and on the exhale we will make the ah sound. 5 rounds. Let's begin. Inhale. 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 At the end of your current exhale, take a couple of seconds here, observing your mind after the ah chanting. Let's begin with chanting the oo sound on the exhale. This time, try to focus on the vibrations produced by the oo sound as you exhale, keeping your mind completely on the breath and the sound produced on the exhale. 5 rounds. Inhale. 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 At the end of your current exhale, take a couple of seconds here, observe your mind. Now, on the exhale, let's produce the sound, the sound of the humming bee. As you exhale, try to keep your mind completely on the sound and the effect that the sound produces in your mind. And if your mind wanders, just try to always bring it back to the sound. 5 rounds of the chanting, just like the humming bee breath. Let's begin. Inhale. 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 Last time. Inhale. Let's take a couple of seconds here, observing the vibrations in our mind. After completing the A, O and chanting. For the final phase of our practice today, let's chant the A sound followed by U, followed by in the same breath. We'll take a deep breath in, and on the exhale we'll chant the A sound followed by U, followed by Try to make sure that the sound is the longest one of the 3. 5 rounds of the A, U, chanting in succession. Let's begin. Inhale. 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 That was the end of the practice. Taking a couple of seconds here, observing our mind and our breath. At the end of our practice today, you can choose to lie down in Shavasana and rest for the next couple of minutes if you feel like it. Otherwise, gently bring your hands to touch at your heart center, adopt that Namaskara Mudra. And let's end with one single inhale and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely through your mouth. With a few blinks, open your eyes and look straight ahead in front of you. Thank you so much for joining me at your practice today. I hope this was beneficial for you. I'd recommend practicing this at least once a day at any time, morning, afternoon, evening, whenever it is that you feel like it, whenever it is that you feel that your thoughts start going into that loop, which is a precursor for stress. So I hope to see you next time. I avoided background music in this practice because I felt that it would help us concentrate on our sound vibrations much better without the sound. If you feel that background noises would have background sounds would have made a good addition to it, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me at your practice again. May peace be upon everyone on this planet. Lokaha samstaha sukhino bhavantu. I'll see you next time. Take care, stay safe, and I hope you have a stress-free week. Bye.